Hey Flosstube, it's Bree here with brees.stitching.stuff. Welcome to my channel. It's number 19 and today is August 25th, 2020 and we're back. You guys, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for participating in all my comments last week. It was so much fun. I always get a little bit more commenting during giveaways, which is totally common and totally normal, but I always get a lot of little comments anyways, which is really fun. But last week it was really fun. So thank you guys so much for being a part of that. And thank you to all my returner viewers and my subscribers and my likers and my Instagram followers. Thank you for letting me be a part of your stitchy journey. And thank you for letting me follow you as well over on Instagram. It's been really fun seeing what you guys are stitching and getting to know everybody a little bit more. And if you're new here, welcome, and I hope above anything else you get some inspiration and a smile on your face today. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about some of my whips. I have like the tiniest little bit of haul, but I was really excited about it, so I wanted to show you guys that and a little giveaway. And yeah, so little life update. I know it's only been like not even 2 weeks since I seen you guys last, but the kids are in school and it's going really well. We're fortunate enough that our district is doing like live video classroom for the kids, so they still, you know, go to class or whatever like they would while they're in the building, but they're at home. And they just log on to their computer and the screen is their teacher, and they go over their lessons for the day, and then they open up like private messaging so you can ask questions and stuff like that for the teacher. And yeah, so it's been going really well. A couple little hiccups the first week, but we expected that because it's gonna happen no matter what. But yeah, everybody's doing good and enjoying it. My husband's still home from work. They have no idea when they're gonna go back into the office. They do have like limited spots that you can go, but it's more of a pain than it is worth. And what he does is all on computer anyway, so it's not a big deal. And I just finished reading the Midnight Sun. It's the new Twilight book. So if you were into Twilight, it's definitely a book worth checking out. It just was released, so it's really hard to get copies of it. It's taking a while, but you can get it on Kindle if you don't mind. I know my public library had about 200 holds on it, so I just bought the Kindle version, which isn't my favorite. I like actually having a book, but it worked because I really wanted to read it, and that was the only way it was happening. So it was really good. If you read the Twilight books, it's basically book one in the Twilight series, but written through the eyes of Edward. The Twilight series was written through Bella, so it's a different perspective, which has been really interesting. I am not an Edward fan. I never liked that character in the book or the movies. I'm team Jacob all the way, but it was a really good book, so I'm glad I read it. So yeah, go check that out. But that is it for my life updates, you guys. So let's get into the cross stitching. I'm gonna do my first one. It's a new start. So I showed you guys this in my haul last video, and it is Rule the Night by You and I and Friends. So I found this little treasure at my local needle workshop when I was there. I think it was printed in like the early 2000s or something like that. They don't make patterns anymore, but Tomorrow's Heirlooms had a whole bunch of them, and I thought this one was really precious, so I grabbed it. And I'm just pulling all my own colors for it, just whatever I had in my stash. Well, actually, some of it was in my stash, some of them I purposely bought it. Let me see if it's the right way. So this is where I've gotten. So I won this fabric on a Fortnite auction. It's a 36 count linen. There's no name on it at all, and I'm loving it. This is my first 36 count linen that I've ever stitched on, and it's fantastic. I'm doing one strand of floss over two, and that's as far as I got, so not very far, but I put a few stitches in, and I just really love this fabric a lot. So I really like this color, and I just want to show you guys this one color really quick. It's the Weeks Dye Works Coal, kind of like the department store spelling, but it's so pretty. Let's see. It has like a purpley gray black variations to it. It's like the perfect Halloween color, I think. It's beautiful. And you know me and Weeks Dye Works, it's my favorite. That is Lindy Stitches' fault, Stephanie. She used Weeks Dye Works and Mary Needleworker, and that was the first time that I really worked with it like exclusively in one project. And I've been converted. I love it. I love all floss, it's not a big deal, but if I got to pick, I would pick Weeks Dye Works for sure. The next one I was working on this week is my A Night Walk Down from the Blue Flower. I'm working on this with Carla over at Carla Being Crafty. She has a hashtag for the month of August for her birthday month. It's hashtag Black Cat Birthday Sale. So her rule was just to stitch something in August for her birthday that had a big black cat on it. And she actually was going to be stitching this one, and I had this one all kitted up and ready to go. So I just pulled it out in August and started stitching it. I am doing the DMZ conversion. I did change the skin tone and the sleeve fabric color, because the DMC conversion didn't look very good. I didn't get a ton done since the last time I saw you. I got into some of the stars and I started working my way over towards the side of the project, but it's on a 36 count even weave that I got from Fortnite Fabrics. It was one of their monthly colors. But yeah, those stars are so cute. So I'm really liking it. I'm doing 2 strands of floss over 2 on the fabric. So I was hoping I would gotten a little bit further on that this month, but I don't know. Life's been a little crazy. And when I get like that, I don't do a whole lot, which is frustrating and annoying because I want to do as much as I can, but I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people get like that when you just kind of get a little, you just don't do much. Another one I worked on was One Nation by Bygone Stitches. And my goal, I'm copying Janet over at Janet Jabber. My goal is to do 1 star, 1 state a week and have this done next year. My goal is to have this done by my birthday of next year. So I have a little over a year because my birthday's in November. But yeah, I would love to take some birthday money to have it professionally framed. That is my goal. So as long as I stick to the 1 star, 1 state, I should be able to have it. But yeah, I really like this one. It's so big. So I got in Pennsylvania over here and I worked on some more of the striping. I need to get my second star in. I haven't done it yet, but I'll get it. And then this is on a 32 count in the colorway taupe, and then I coffee tea dyed it and baked it to give it the modeling. For a fabric piece this large, to get fabric that had the modeling on it was a little bit more than my stitchy budget allowed. So I don't mind doing a little coffee tea dyeing or fabric dyeing at all. It doesn't bother me. So I got taupe, which was like almost half the cost of it being already marbly looking, and then I coffee tea dyed it. So it worked out for me. Sometimes you just gotta make it work. I'm using Weeks Dye Works Michael's Navy for the blue, and then Weeks Dye Works Merlot for the red, and then I'm using the Anchors, I think it's 00387, which is like their equivalent to Ecru and DMC. But I just couldn't find Ecru and DMC, so I went to Anchor, because that's what I could find. So yeah, I'm loving this one. When I turned 19 and when I turned 29, I had like big birthdays. I don't know, I think it's just I like celebrating the last year in a decade or something like that. So this will be done for my 39th birthday. So I have to do something exciting and cool before I hit 40. Which is weird to say because in my head I'm like 23. If people ask me how old I am, I honestly have to think about it for a second because I don't feel like I'm getting in my 30s, but I'm definitely in my 30s. So the next one I worked on was Let's Talk Autumn by Hands On Design. There is a Facebook group for this. I'll leave it down below. I can't remember off the top of my head. And there is a hashtag. I think it's Let's Talk Chalk. I think that's what it is. I didn't write it down, unfortunately. I think it's Let's Talk Chalk Sale. but everybody in the Facebook group started this on August 15th. I haven't got a ton done on it, but I've been putting stitches in it, and this is my first piece of Bestitch Me fabric. I got it in 16 count Ada in the dirty chalkboard color, so it's really pretty. Here, I'll show you the whole, or a chunk of it. It's a really pretty color, and I was very nervous with how dark it is. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to see what I was doing, and I'm having no issues whatsoever. So I don't know if it's because I stitch in hoops, so it kind of holds everything flat, so it's very easy to see, but I am loving this, you guys. It's so pretty. I am using the sulky conversion that Kathy had posted on the Facebook group, and I'm using one strand of the sulky over the one on the Ada. So yeah, this banner took me a lot longer than I thought it would. The negative space stuff always throws me off. I don't know why. A little tip that I have for you guys, not that I am a seasoned stitcher by any means, but just trial and error type of situation. So this is the sulky thread. So it's a little bit thicker than like one strand of DMC, but I have been noticing on this piece with my 16 count Ada that the thread does fuzz up a bit when I'm stitching with it. So I started using that Thread Magic thing that you can put it in, and then you pull it through and it kind of like smooths it out. And when I started doing that, I didn't have any of that fluffiness coming off of the thread. So I really am liking working with the sulkies. But there's a little tip: if you are noticing any of the fluffing, maybe try the Thread Magic. I don't know. It's working for me. I've been using it a lot more lately. I've been trying to do some railroading on some of my projects that I'm using 2 strands on, and it does seem to help keep each, because when I do railroading, I'm using 2 strands of floss, and it does seem to help it keep them separated when I try to railroad. So I don't know if that's what is supposed to happen, but that's how it's working for me, which is making it really easy. So the last thing I worked on, you guys, was my Mirabilia. I showed you guys this last week, or last time I made a video. I hated it. So it was the skin that I wasn't loving. I originally had started doing this skin as, I think I did 2 strands over one in a tent stitch. And I got the whole face done after I did my last video, and I absolutely hated how it looked. So I tried to pick it out, and it was just too much of a pain, and my fabric was big enough to just start over, so I started over. So this is it's called Golden Girl Apples, and I like her because she kind of has more of like a pinup vibe, and we are big on the pinup art in our house. So yeah, I'm doing all the called for DMC on it, and this is where I've gotten. This is on a 32 count linen and milk chocolate. I mentioned it before, I don't really care for this fabric. It feels like burlap. But I stitch with hoops, so it's not like I'm touching it. So in my head, because I had gotten so upset with how my face looked before, I'm like, I need to do the face and try stitching it and seeing what I like better. So that's why I have all these random like yellows, because I was trying to get to the center down, so I knew I would have enough border. Not much border, but enough. And I tried doing like the full size crosses on it, and I didn't like how that looked. So then I decided to try, I started watching videos on YouTube on how to do Mirabilia skin. So I tried 1 strand of floss over one in a full cross, and I'm really liking the look of that a lot better than when I was doing the tent stitching. So I'm happy with it now. And in the video she did say to use a new needle, which I didn't think it would be that big of a difference, but it is. So if you're having issues with your stitching, maybe try a new needle. I don't know. I didn't even think about that, but when I pulled out the new needle and started stitching, I liked how the stitches looked a lot better. So this is like her hair up here, and then this is like the forehead, and then into the eye. So we'll see. I was a little worried, like when I was seeing people stitching Mirabilias, I'm like, oh my gosh, that has to be like the hardest thing to stitch in the whole world, and it's really not. I don't know why I was so intimidated, but it has been, other than I didn't like how my stitches looked, the stitching has been really easy, so I might start stitching some more Mirabilias. Who knows? I really like it. Hang on. So that is it for my whips. I have no finishes again, of course. But let's do my giveaway. So last video I had hit 1,000 subscribers and I wanted to do a little giveaway for my viewers just as a thank you for continuing to support me. So we did a couple physical gifts, and then there are 3 PDFs just in case there was any over the seas people that wanted to join in on my giveaway. And I did the random comment YouTube picker thing app that you can get, and went through my video last week and we found some winners. So let's go ahead and get started on that because I'm so excited to be able to pass on some pretty lovely gifts for you guys. So the first one is my little floss bag that I made, and it has 4 Weeks Dye Works flosses in it. Just some really pretty bright lovely colors. And so the keyword for this one was floss. We had 53 people sign up for that one, and the winner is Julie Kaufman. Congratulations, Julie. You get the little floss bag and the Weeks Dye Works floss. Exciting. I love having, I have a few of these little project bags in some of my bigger projects with a lot of floss to kind of help control some of the crazy mess that you get when you have a lot of floss. The next one was a project bag that I made. It's just nice and sweet. And inside it, I stuck in the hands-on design Queen Bee Flower Farm by Kathy and Priscilla Blaine. It's a fun chart. And we had 51 and Becky G won. So congratulations, Becky G, on winning the project bag. The next one is for Cherry Hill Stitchery. You get to have one of her charts emailed to you in PDF form. We had 54 people sign up for this one, and the winner is Doreen Deskins. Congratulations, Doreen. The next PDF download is for Luminous Fiber Arts, Misty Purcell. She has a wonderful Etsy shop with many more things than just PDFs. There's all kinds of stuff, so go check her out. And we had 61, and Darlene Barada won. So congratulations, Darlene. And the last one was for Barbie Pedal Pusher. Again, she has an Etsy shop with other things than just PDFs, so check out hers for sure. We had 56 people do that one, and Mrs. Flossie won. So congratulations, Mrs. Flossie. Mrs. Flossie actually has a great Flosstube channel. So definitely go check her out. I'll leave her link down below. She does some great stitching, and she does lots of other kinds of crafting as well too. So she has a bunch of different things in her videos, and she does some Stitch With Me's. So go check her out. But congratulations to all my giveaway winners. Thank you so much to every single one of you guys that had signed up for it. So for the winners, I need you guys to email me. I need your first and last name, your address, and your email address. If you are a PDF winner, it'll be a little bit quicker if you can go to the Etsy shop that you won from and pick out which chart it is that you want. So pick out a chart, let me know what it is in your email with your email address, and I will have the designers email you a copy. So you can contact me over on Instagram, or I even have an email address down below that you can get a hold of me. So congratulations, you guys. So the little bit of haul that I wanted to show you guys is, it's one thing, but I was super excited about it because the town I live in is, we've only been here for 5 years, so I don't know a lot of the history of the town yet. I just haven't gotten all the information from everything. But our like city logo is a windmill, and they're everywhere all over. So I don't know if maybe we used to build them in our town. I'm not really sure. I need to do a little bit more searching for that kind of information, but regardless, everything in town has a windmill on it. So I'm definitely drawn to a lot of windmills because I like, you know, representing the town I'm from. And I found these on Instagram. They're Old-Fashioned Windmills by Ginger Gerald. I had no idea, he is a floss tuber, I had no idea he was a designer. So he has a few different charts on his Etsy shop. I'll leave a link below for him. But I just typed in windmill cross stitch and this is what came out. So they are precious. So these are actually the exact same chart, but they're charted or they're stitched up on different counts of fabric with different flosses. So my thought process on this is to do a similar thing, but with like the same kind of color fabric, but different counts. And I want to do a grouping of 3 and then frame them and hang them up together. I think that'll be really pretty. But yeah, he had some really cute stuff, but you can get it in, you can get PDF form or in a print. My printer doesn't print really well with color. It's an older printer. So I just ordered the paper version of it and I got it really quickly as well. So that's it for my haul. It was, like I said, it was really minute amount. I did get one thing that's non-stitchy related, but I wanted to show you guys because it's really, really nice. I had found this company while I was watching a YouTube video about tiny houses. That is like one of my guilty pleasures is shows about tiny houses for whatever reason. I don't know. I love them. So I don't know if this one video was sponsored by this company or not. I'm not sure, but I was like, ooh, I should go check it out. It's a candle company. I love candles. Candles are like my favorite thing. So this candle company, it is called Antique Candle Company. They're all over the internet, but it's a small company that was started like 6 years ago by a lady, a young woman, and they are out of Indiana, and they hand pour with domestically grown soybeans. They use cotton, and I ordered just like their fall pack, like a sampler pack. So they're 2-ounce sizes of candles, and then they also sent me a sweet little thank you candle. It was like citrus mangoes. It smells fantastic, and they burn really clean. It's not sooty or anything, but this is what they are. And they have several different sizes on their website and a bunch of different fragrances. I just wanted to see how they smelled and how they burned before I got big huge ones and didn't end up liking them. So I really like them. They have different sets that you can get. Right now they have their fall scents coming out, so those are my favorite scents usually anyways, so I grabbed a little sampler pack to see. I love candles. I have candles burning most of the year, but definitely in the fall and the winter I always have a candle going. It just makes me feel like, I don't know, calm and beautiful and peaceful. I don't know. I just always have them going in the fall and the winter. So if you want to check out some smaller business run by women type company, check them out. I'll leave a link down below. But yeah, so that is it for my haul. I do want to do a couple of shout outs. I haven't done any Facebook or YouTube shout outs in a while. Just because I try to keep my videos like at a 30-minute limit, so I just haven't had a lot of time. So I'm just going to pop these in real quick because I really want to shout them out. So the first one is, I've talked about her before, but it's Katie over at Crafty Peacock Stitchery. She is one of the sweetest women that I watch, I think, because she just has, I don't know, there's just something about her. I just really like her, and she's so excited when she talks about her cross stitching and her needle minders that she gets. So go check out Katie. She has quite a few videos, and her stitching is really, really pretty, and I enjoy seeing what she has going on. And she posts over on Instagram pretty regularly too. Another one, he's a new YouTuber, but he's been cross-stitching for a long time. His name is Noah over at Noah Stitches. He just released his second YouTube video, and he did a collab video with Married with Stitches last week as well. But he has lots of stitching already, and he's not a very old person. He's only like 20. So it's amazing how much stitching he has done already in his lifetime, and there's some really pretty things that he's been working on. The ones that the reason why I found him is because he's stitching on the Hemlock and Rye Nantucket Christmas houses, and he was posting them on Instagram. So that's how I found him, and then he ended up making a YouTube video. So go check him out. He's fun to watch. He has lots of energy, and he's young and cute, and he's fun. So, and then another one I wanted to shout out real quick because she shouted me out and I had no idea. I think I had followed her on Instagram, but I hadn't actually watched any of her videos yet. And but she shouted me out, so I was like, oh, I need to finally watch her video. You know, it's one of those things you kind of like find YouTubers we just don't have time to watch. You just want to watch the ones to see what your friends are up to type of feeling. So I finally got time to sit down and watch her, and it's Georgia Stitcher. It's Cindy, and then her mom and daughter, or she's the mom and she has two daughters that stitch with her. It's Emily and Cameron. Hey girls. And occasionally you'll see a dog in their video, but the girls will show their little whips and in progress, which are really sweet. And Cindy does some really nice pieces as well, and she finds some really good charts out there, so it's fun watching what she finds and what she's stitching on, and it's just a sweet little team of stitchers over there at her house. And I'm super jealous that she can get her daughters to stitch with her. I would love for my daughter to cross stitch, but she has no desire whatsoever, so I'll just live through Cindy's eyes and pretend that her girls are mine because I'm jealous. So maybe one day my daughter will, who knows, or maybe one of my boys will. I don't know. They're all too busy, you know. I'm just not cool enough anymore. Alrighty, so that was my quick little shout out, and I have plans coming up, you guys. So, which I have plans all the time and I tell you guys about them and then I never follow through, but I do need to get onto some kind of schedule because I went through all of my projects. I'm up to 25 whips, which doesn't bother me too much, but I have about 10 kitted up and ready to go as well. So I'm gonna try, I know Pam over at Just Keep Stitching and Kia over at Kia B Quilts, they both were talking about in 2021 not doing any new starts except for like they're giving themselves some like leeway on some of those like market release type things. Or I know like Kia and Steph do a lot of stitch alongs together as like their friendship, and I think like stuff like that they're gonna go ahead and start. But all in all, I think they're gonna do no new starts in 2021. We'll see. So I think I'm gonna try to do that because I really want to get some stuff finished, like really bad. Like I need finishes in my house. So, and I've been gravitating towards a lot of bigger projects that take longer naturally, but I really want some finished. So Tracy over at Fresh Coast Stitcher had just made a video and she was talking about how she picks one project for the month and works on it as much as she can to get as much headway on it as you can. So I think I'm going to pull that page out of her book and start doing that. Yesterday I went through all my whips and I separated them. I have, I think like five or six that are part of sales. So my goal is to stitch on them on the start dates at least every month for the sale. So like one of them starts on the 15th. Every 15th I'll pull it out, get some stitches in it at least, you know, and then if I feel like going longer I will. But a couple of my sales are really big projects and I really need to get some stitching in on them, otherwise they'll never be done. And then I went through the rest of my rips after those and I kind of put them in order as to what's going to be done first. So I think that's my goal, is to kind of pull the ones that are closer to being done out first so that I can get them finished and on the walls or on the shelves or whatever I end up finishing them like. But I think that'll be a good way for me to get through some of my whips. We'll see. Hold me accountable, you guys, because I'm not very good about staying on task with my plans, but I have to get some done because it's just driving me crazy now that I have so many whips happening. And then Laura over at Stitching by the Shore, or Paper Laura on Instagram, her birthday's in October. So I love October birthdays. She wants to do a birthday sale with everyone. It's hashtag pumpkin birthday sale. So her rule is starting October 1st, pick a project that has a pumpkin in it and start stitching it, and then share progress over on her hashtag. So I'm excited. I love stitching with Laura all the time. Every time she posts videos, I am sitting there watching them because she just has such great energy and she's just seems like one of the sweetest people. So I'm excited to start a birthday sale with her for sure. So the one I picked is the Halloween Fairy by Nora, I always say her last name wrong, Nora Corbett. And this is what she looks like. So there's the pumpkins, that's where I'm at. So I have a question for you guys though. So this pattern calls for Krynic, which I've never used any kind of metallic floss before at all. And you hear horror stories online about working with metallic floss. So there's quite a bit in this one, like the moon up here has them, and I think there's some stitching up through between some of these beadworks that are metallic as well. This is metallic, and then a lot of these like line things down here are metallic. So do you guys have any tips or tricks? I was also thinking maybe of trying the DMC Etoile maybe and seeing how that will stitch up, and hoping that it won't be as much of a bother as like the metallic stitching, but I'm not sure. I have no idea. I know Garrett over at Coffee Stitcher said he likes Krynic. He's never had issues with it, and so maybe I will just get really confident in my new stitching skills and just try it and see how it goes. Usually it tends to work out okay, but yeah, I really like it. It's not a very large project. I mean, it'll take forever because look how many stitches are in it, but I really like it. And I think what I want, because this whole dress is different browns, and I'm not huge on like browns like taking over my entire project. So I think what I'm gonna do is change the colors in the dress into more like excuse me, like purples maybe, and then I want to darken her skin up and change the hair a little bit, just because it's so pale, the skin, which I guess Halloween, so it's kind of like ghostly looking, but I would like to darken it up just a little bit. And my sweet friend Becky sent me a piece of fabric that she bought that was 40 count, and she just can't stitch on it. But so then I get the benefit of being able to stitch on it. So it's a chunk of fabric from Bestitch Me, and I love it. So I'm gonna stitch the fairy on her, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stitch on this side where there's not as much orange, so that way the pumpkins will stand out really, really well compared to it. And then this is, I think that's the color that it is. Like I said, this is only my second piece of Bestitch Me fabric I've ever had in my possession, so I'm not really sure, but I'm assuming that's the name of the color. And then I think this other side that has the more orange on it, I ordered a pattern for Halloween, and it's all in black, so I think that'll look really cool on this, so we shall see. But I'm excited. Plus it's on 40 count, which makes me super happy. But yeah, if you guys have any tips on working with metallic threads, that would be awesome. So those are my plans, and I just want to ask a quick question while I still have you guys real quick. I'm trying to find podcasts that I can listen to while I'm stitching in the mornings, while the kids are kind of getting up and moving and starting their day. I just want to have a podcast on that I can listen to that just has some like positive messages, some inspiration to kind of help, you know, crafters or moms or women, whatever, to kind of get their day started and to kind of just learn how to just get going in your day. So if you guys have any podcast suggestions on something that would help with that, please leave them down below, or you can even private message me if that works too. I've just been noticing when I'm watching Flosstube, I don't get as much stitching done because I keep watching the screen, which is fantastic, but I really need to get some headway on some of my projects. So I was hoping that if I had a podcast, maybe that would help me stay motivated enough to keep stitching. So we'll see. So that's all I have for cross stitch. I wanted to show you real quick, I am starting a quilt, and I really want to show you guys the block that I am going to be doing. It'll just take a couple minutes, but if you don't want to hang out to see that, that's fine. I'll see you guys next time. But so one of my dream quilts is a Dresden plate, which is like an older style quilt, and I wanted to kind of do like a modern twist on it. So I found this template through Missouri Star Quilt Company. It's acrylic, but what it is, it's for a 10-inch square, so they're layer cakes. A layer cake is a stack of fabric from a fabric line. It's all the cuts of fabric from that fabric line, and they're in a 10-inch square. So basically you would just lay this on there a couple times and cut it out, and then you have all the pieces for the quilt block. So this is the start of the quilt block. So, oh, I love it. Look how pretty it is, you guys. So basically from this point to this point, it's like 21.5 inches. It's a big block. So what you do with this piece is you applique it on top of a solid piece of fabric to create the block. And then after that it's down, then you'll applique a circle over the middle to cover up all your raw edges. So I'm just putting these on white fabric in the background. So the squares will end up being like 25 or 24 by 24, I think, in order for this to fit and then to have enough seam allowance to stitch them all together. So I'll have 6 of these all together. So I'm gonna do 2 across and 3 down for a really nice size quilt. So I'm excited, but I wanted to show you guys because I was really excited about putting these pieces together for this kind of quilt. The fabric line is called Fantasy. It's Wyndham Fabrics. I got this over on Missouri Star Quilt Company, but most of your local quilt shops or your online quilt shops should have most of the Wyndham fabrics, and it's not it's like from this year, this line, I think, so it's not like an old line that you can't find. And then another thing I get from Missouri Star, it's every other month, it's their block book. It's basically it's a magazine, but it's actually more in like a book setting. It comes with several different patterns that you get, and this book is only $8 every other month, and you get all these patterns in it. I'm not going to show you because it has patterns, but it's full coverage. There's stories about everything about the quilt. So if you're into quilting, that's a nice one to have sitting on your coffee table to look at. And then, I mean, the charts or the patterns are basically like less than $1, so you can't beat that. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for letting me spend some time in your house, and thank you for coming to my home, and I hope you got some stitching done while we were talking, and congratulations again to all the winners, and I will see you guys the next time I make a video. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay calm. Bye guys!